Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Preeti Mukherjee and you are watching Lit Stuff. So today's topic is I Am Wife, I Have Finished That by Emily Dickinson. Her full name is Emily Elizabeth Dickinson. She was an American poet. Evidence shows that she lived much of her life in isolation because of her unusual behaviors. Emily Dickinson published some of her poems in her lifetime. After her death, some more poems were published by her sister. Most importantly, her poems contain short lines, typically lacks title and used slant rhyme, and many of her poems explores society, nature and spirituality. Now before going to the text, we have to know about something about the text. She wrote this poem from a female perspective. Here, Dickinson shows the difference between a young girl and a wife. I Am Wife, I Have Finished That by Emily Dickinson is a three-stanza poem which is separated into sets of 4 lines. These lines do not follow any specific rhyme scheme, but when it comes to meter, they are fairly similar to each other. So before going to the text, I will suggest you something, which is read at least the contemporary society structure when this poem has been written. It will help you to understand the poem more deeply. So also this poem doesn't contain any punctuation. So while reading this text, we get confused that what she is trying to say or what is the mood of this poem. So if you will read this poem in the right way, then you can probably get the meaning. Okay, now important point is that most of our poems doesn't contain any specific title. Now why, I don't know, but yeah, most of our poems doesn't contain any specific title. Also this poem doesn't have any specific title. So the first line of this poem is considered as the title of this poem. So now from my understanding, I will explain you what she is trying to say in this poem, stanza wise. I am wife, I have finished that. That other state, I am czar, I am woman now. It's safer so. So here she is trying to say that I am a wife. I have finished my spinsterhood. That other state refers to the spinsterhood. I am czar, I am woman now. It's safer so. In these 2 lines, I can find a mocking expression towards the society, that society thinks that it is safe to marry for a girl. If you are not married, then you are not safe. I am czar, I am woman now, it's safer so. Now here in these 2 lines, I can find a mocking expression towards society. She is saying that society thinks if one is not married, then she is not safe. Marry is the only way to become a czar. That's why I told you that read the contemporary society structure, because it will help you to understand more in this poem. When she was writing this poem, girls or women wasn't considered as a czar, but she is saying that I am a czar now. Why? Because I am a wife. I have done something great. I have done something great. That's why I am czar. I am woman now. I have become a woman from a young girl. It's safer so. Society thinks that it's safe. How odd the girl's life looks behind the soft eclipse. I think that earth feels so, to folk in heaven now. Society thinks it is really odd if someone doesn't marry behind the soft eclipse. This is symbolic here. In this eclipse is like, I will give you the image, and in the sun side it gets sunlight, but on the other side it doesn't get, so it is dark, and the dark side is compared with the spinsterhood. Also in the last two lines, earth is compared with spinsterhood, and the folks of the heaven are those who are married. Here he's saying that, comparing with heaven, that married people are in the higher position than the unmarried people, and the unmarried people are looking at them from the heaven. Now I can feel the mocking expression in every line of this poem from my understanding. Literature gives you the power to think in your own way. In the third stanza, this being comfort than other kind was pain. But why compare? I'm wife. Stop there. Society thinks that being married is more comfortable than unmarried. But how can you say that? Are you asked someone who is married? Or maybe, or it is happening that before marriage we think that the state of wife is more comfortable. It feels like I'm czar. But after marriage, it feels like spinsterhood was more better. At least I was not dominated by anyone. In the last two lines, but why compare? I'm wife. Stop there. Now we all know that Dickinson is unmarried. So why she is introducing herself as a wife? She is telling that I am unmarried or I am married. Why society will compare this state with each other? Now I can remember a famous line of Rabindranath Tagore. নদীর এপার কহে ছাড়িয়া নিঃশ্বাস ওপারিতে সর্বসুখ আমার বিশ্বাস. You can also include that line in your notes. It will help you to get extra marks. Moving to the text. Now if you give an eye on our lives, then you will feel that majority of us compare ourselves with others, and this way we will feel that we are not perfect. At the end of the day, we need a happy life. In that way, we live in a dilemma. We think that we are not perfect, we are not enough. If we compare our situations with others, then we will never be happy. That's why she is saying, but why compare? Though Dickinson wasn't married, but she could feel the situation of a mental health of a wife. That's why she wrote this poem. Here she is representing a young girl who has conflicting feelings between turning into a wife and living a life of a spinsterhood. Now we will discuss about the theme of this poem. This poem contains the theme of marriage, patriarchy and womanhood. And this poem is not about the poet's life. This poem is about all the women who suffer due to patriarchal norms. So this poem was a very short poem and a short analysis I tried to give you guys. And I will suggest you that read the whole poem. After reading the poem, try to analyze the themes by yourself. It will make your base. So that was the poem. Yeah, it was a short poem and the analysis was very short. I tried to give you the main idea of this poem, and if you find that it is helpful, then give a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button and press the bell icon.